Hello and welcome back to the Wrexham Way. Hope you're all doing well. Looking forward to today's episode and you all had a very happy new year. And you're looking forward to the year ahead. I know I certainly am, for big things on my channel and hopefully in life in general. So hopefully 2022 is going to be an important and big year. In this though, we are in 2025, nearly about to go into 2026. So let's talk about what's happened in game since you guys were last here, just before New Year's Eve actually. It's been like a long weekend basically since I last uploaded a video. I think I've needed a long weekend to just sort of, I've lost track of days basically. Like I don't really know what day it is right. Today is, I think it's Tuesday today. It is Tuesday, thank goodness, otherwise I could be in big trouble with things that I've not done. But it's Tuesday today, which is good. I've had a nice afternoon playing through the fixtures since you guys... I mean, results haven't been great, I'll be honest with you. But for the most part, we are still looking pretty strong in the league this season. So I think what we'll do is just dive straight into what's happened since you guys were last here. And a trend I have noticed is that we seem to do well against teams who are doing well in the league, and we struggle against teams who are struggling in the league. So the first game we played since you guys were last here was a 4-3 win over Bournemouth, and the only win from in between episodes. Carlos Escobar with a 93rd minute winner to secure all 3 points away from home, which was vital because we then lost to struggling Barnsley 2-0. Eddie Salcedo, of all players, scoring with 2 goals for Barnsley, and then 3-0 to Middlesbrough, which really wasn't a great game for us, those two. We then played a QPR team sort of mid-table, drew. An Ipswich Town team who were battling for automatic promotion drew 2-2, and then drew 1-1 with Blackburn, as you can see here, scoring a pretty late goal, who are also doing relatively well in the table. So the 2 teams that were struggling, we lost heavily to. The one team that is flying high this season in Bournemouth, we beat. And then the other 3 teams that are doing fairly well, we drew. So for me, I want to try and test the hypothesis. I think today we're going to lose to Portsmouth, who are currently in the relegation zone, but I think we'll beat West Brom, who are currently in the playoffs. Let's see how it goes. This could be very confusing. The league table then, as it stands, we have dropped down to 15th, but we are still in a very good position. We are 11 points clear of Huddersfield, who are the team outside the relegation zone, and miles clear of Portsmouth, who are in the relegation zone. So I don't think relegation is a threat. We're doing better than we did last season. This game we're about to play, actually, is our 20th of the season. So it's a game in hand we have over everyone right now. So winning it would actually put us up to 11th place in the table if we can beat Portsmouth here today. So that could be quite exciting. But we are currently getting more than a point a game right now, and that's what we need to do. I think last season we had to just try and get a point a game to stay up. This season, if we can try and get to, I don't know, 1.2 points per game or something like that, as long as we just make some improvement, it's all good for me. Now currently we're having a little bit of personnel issues. We're struggling in the midfield with fitness and all that kind of good stuff, and as January is around the corner, there are some players that I think we might want to try and bring into the club. But on the left hand side of midfield, I'm thinking we might bring this guy in. He's currently on trial at the club, a free agent, Edwin Setre, I think is how you say his name, has had a long career in Colombia and recently has been playing a lot in the MLS, although not actually playing many games, being at various different clubs, but not really playing much for the clubs there, which is a little bit weird, but does have decent championship level according to our coaches right now. And actually, although he's more of an advanced midfielder, we play him a little bit further back. He's got good crossing, good dribbling, good pace, like everything we kind of need. So I think we might try and get him on a short-term deal. The other option is to recall Tyson Allen from Wycombe, who's having a very good season in, well, an average season in League One. Nothing special to write home about. But the coaches and the scouts think he's dropped to League 2 standard, where he was League 1 before. You look at his attributes and he's probably not quite as good yet as if we go to comparisons and compare with Edwin. They are close, but Edwin is probably just a little bit better. But at the same time, do we bring Tyson back to play him? But he's not going to play week in, week out because Byro's going to be there. This guy's coming into just more of a backup player on the left-hand side. If we can get him on a nice cheap contract, I think this is the guy we want to go for. So we're going to approach the sign. We're going to drop into a regular starter. And we're going to get rid of the improve attackers. Suggest. He's happy. Now, if he wants a cheap contract on a short-term basis, we'd be on to a winner. Unfortunately, he wants to be the highest earner at the club on a 4-year deal, which I really can't do. I really can't do. Knowing that in the next season or so, Tyson will be a better player, I can't do it, I'm afraid. I've got to walk away. So maybe Tyson Allen will be coming back to us in January, potentially. Contract info. I'm pretty sure we should be able to recall him. I mean, if we can't now, we might be in trouble, but I'm pretty sure we can. There is one more player on trial at the club right now, this guy Christian Olivier, who is actually not that good. The scouts rated him highly, but the coaches see him as a League One level player. Have been playing in Serie A and Serie B. In fact, if it's a Serie A player, he should be good enough, but the coaches seem to think he's only League One level. The attributes look pretty good, but again, if we compare him to, he'd probably be like in the box-to-boxer role with James Jones. Maybe James Jones isn't the best to compare him with. If we look at reports, who's the best? Not centre-back, looking for centre mids. George Webster. Okay, if we compare him with George Webster, if we can find George Webster down at the bottom here, actually there's not that much in it. It makes it difficult, doesn't it? I don't think he's the one, though. I don't think these three signings are going to be the one. But one player that I do think could be the one come January, if I can find my shortlist, is this guy that my scouts have unearthed. A 19-year-old Slovakian player currently playing for Victoria Pleasant. Looks very, very good. Looks very, very cheap. And looks very interested in signing for us, which would be very exciting. So I think this guy's going to be our top target coming January. And then I also think Biro is now interested in playing for us. I think before we tried to sign him, he wasn't interested. Transfer status, he is now interested in signing for us. So this could be quite a big deal, which we could afford, potentially, if we do instalments down the line. So there's plenty of stuff happening which could be very exciting for us in the near future, but we need to get excited for this game against Portsmouth first. We've got Chris Johns in goal, who's not playing very well at the moment. Maybe a new goalkeeper is also in order in January, but Kazawa, Holm, Thomas Parry and Pohl make up the back line. Biro, Jones, Webster and McParland in the middle, with Escobar and Alexander leading the line. Hopefully, we're going to get a good result here today against Portsmouth, but my hypothesis is we're going to lose it because we don't seem to do well against teams further down the table, but we do seem to do well recently against the teams who are high up. So kickoff is upon us here today, hopefully. And we're starting off with a Portsmouth highlight as they look to bring the ball forward. Now, Portsmouth were in a big relegation battle with us last season, weren't they? But we seem to have just about escaped that relegation battle this season, whereas Portsmouth are well and truly in it. Trying to get out of it by scoring a goal there, but they're not going to do it like that. Keeper was good to make the save there. Portsmouth first shot is saved, and hopefully we're going to get on a nice counter-attack here from this free kick, which they're trying to build forward with slowly. Kazawa misses a challenge there, and Chris Johns forced to make another save. I must say, the early indications are that Portsmouth are looking pretty strong. The corner coming in from former Lincoln City man Joe Morrell, cleared out from the back, and hopefully that's going to be the end of the highlight. It's not, though, as Morrell gets the ball on the edge of the area, puts it into Brown, cleared by Kazawa. Please finish the highlight or go on a counter-attack. Highlight finished. We have a corner of our own, though. James Jones pops it in towards Thomas Parry, and Adam Thomas Parry gets his 5th goal of the season, showing that the near post corner is still pretty effective. And we go 1-0 up in this game. I'm pretty happy with this one. Okay, a good start, and it will put us 11th in the table. It shows how tight this midfield battle is in the table, as Escobar clears a corner there from Wrexham. Escobar doing very, very well. He's up to 5, 6, 7 goals this season. I can't quite remember. I think it's 6 goals he's on now, but it could be 7. I don't know which one it is, if I'm honest with you. I know that George Alexander's got 8, and he's our top scorer right now. So hopefully we'll see more goals from both our strikers in today's episode, particularly Escobar. I feel like I'm taking him under my wing a little bit as just like a random Central American wonder kid. Well, maybe not quite wonder kid, but a random Central American player that just came up on the scout report, has Premier League potential. I love it. I really want him to thrive and develop. He's only 19 years old as well, so I'm sure he will do. But he's suddenly become my favourite player as Chris Johns. I said he hadn't been playing very well recently. That is what you call a save. Really important stuff there, as Portsmouth have had the much better chances today, but our keeper has been much better. And deservedly, he's on a 7.2 rating right now. Probably deserves a little bit higher, maybe. He's made some very, very important saves, but currently leading the way is the goal scorer, Adam Thomas Parry, on a 7.4. Defensively, he's maybe not been that good today, as Pohl makes a good challenge there to stop them advancing down their left attack. Thomas Parry into Webster, Pohl pushing forward, so is McParland. McParland down his right-hand side, but James Jones gives the ball away. Holm, luckily, is there to sweep up the danger. Up towards Alexander, headed away by the defence, though, and this is a long highlight, which makes me think it's going to be a Portsmouth goal, as Morel, once again, is putting Chris Johns to the test, but Chris Johns once again coming up big. You love to see it. He's had a fantastic game so far in these first 20 minutes, but the defence are really letting him down. Anyway, in the meantime, George Alexander coming forward on an attack is brought down by a defender who's given a yellow card. Now, are we going to see a free kick from this? Yes, McParland in towards Escobar, who flicks it onto the crossbar. You hate to see it. If that had just been a couple inches lower, and if James Jones had got his shot on target, either one of those chances could have given us the double lead in this game. But again, it's another highlight. This first half is coming thick and fast right now. And I'm be honest with you, I'm not a fan. I just want to see the highlights finished. I want to get this game done. 1-1-0, get the 3 points on the board, get us up to 11th in the table. That's all I want. I just want the win, because we've not had one since the Bournemouth game. And even then, we struggled to get the win. We were 3-1 up in that game and then brought back to 3-3. And then we got the goal later on, which was very, very lucky. Kazawa on the ball, forward to Escobar. Escobar back to James Jones, who gets it into Kazawa, into Biro. Some nice passing play here, I must say. Ball forward to Webster is nearly good. The keeper clears it, but it's won at the back by our players. And again, we can just press forward now. Webster into Biro, who's through. Biro chips the keeper beautifully for his 4th of the season. Doubles our lead. And despite what I'd say is the Portsmouth dominance, we're winning. Okay, so if things can just calm down now, that would be great. Everyone is playing well, aside from our strikers, actually, who aren't still scoring goals. That's a bit of an issue. I thought one of them was going to score a goal there. We might have another bite of the cherry, though, as McParland coming forward into George Alexander, who is now scoring goals for fun. 3-0. I feel like this is unjustified, if I'm honest with you. I feel like Portsmouth have been the better team here today. But George Alexander, putting that one in the back of the net, it's a great goal. And so we go into half-time on 0.58 XG compared to Portsmouth 1 XG, and yet we are 3-0 up. It is also proving my hypothesis wrong, but I'm not too fussed about that. I'd rather take the 3 points than be proved right. You know, I'm happy to be wrong as long as we win the games, as Byro's put forward very early on. Can he shoot? It's nearly an own goal, to be fair. He did try to cross it to, I think no one was going to get that, but Portsmouth nearly turn it in the back of the net there as the ball to Alexander. He's not quite got the pace to get around the defender there. Portsmouth have a lot to fight back for in this second half, but heads might be dropping. For a team that are in the relegation zone, this is bad for their morale, and it should be good for us. Hopefully in the second half, we score more goals. The 6th of the season for Carlos Escobar. So he wasn't 5 earlier on. You loved it. No, I'm sure he's on 7. It's lying to me. That he's not on 6. I know he's not on 6. But it did say 1 point. He was joint top scorer with 6 goals with George Alexander. I swear he's on 7. We'll look after the game, but I'm pretty sure he's on 7. Weirdly, the only player to not play well today is Kazawa. He's on a 6.5, so not entirely sure what he's doing wrong out there. We may take him off shortly, but we don't really have other left-backs to bring on. We could do with a little bit more cover in that left-back area, but it's Kazawa. He's a world-class player, or at least at this stage of the save file, was a world-class player. Maybe not anymore. I mean, to be fair, if you're getting a 6.4 for Wrexham in a game where you're winning 4-0, like, I think there's maybe something a little bit wrong. Even Biro has got a goal. He's on a 6.9 right now. So the left-hand side is not doing particularly well. Perhaps that's where Portsmouth are making their chances down the left-hand side of the attack. In the meantime, though, they are looking to come forward, though, to try and get a consolation goal of some sort, which I don't mind too much. At this stage, clean sheets are nice, but I'd rather save the money that we're going to pay out to players for clean sheet bonuses. So I don't mind them getting a consolation goal. But I think changes do need to be made. We'll leave Kazawa on, actually, because he's not that tired. Apo Holm is tired, so Oliver Street on you come. McParland is tired, so Bryce Hosanna on you come. And actually, to be fair, Biro is quite tired. But we haven't really got anyone to bring on for him. So he might have to stay on the pitch for a while. Let's do that. 15 minutes to go here, and this game has just been full of highlights. It's going to be quite a long one to watch and edit down, but it's good because we're winning quite nicely. And it's nice to see us win big on camera as Hosanna, trying to get in on the scoring action, I think really miskicked his shot there. But that was the final highlight of the game. The clock is ticking down. Wrexham 4, Portsmouth 1. One of the biggest wins we've had all season. and I'm glad that it was on camera as well. Nice work, everyone. You love to see it. Great win out there for us, and hopefully this will give us a big bit of confidence for the game against West Brom, who actually were only 5 points behind in the table. Win that, and that could be really crucial. But move up to 11th in the table, it's a great start. Thing is, though, that game is now in 2 days' time, so this is going to be a tricky one. We'll have to rest some players for it, obviously. Paul Mullen is upset with me. He doesn't feel like he's starting enough games because, well, to be fair, lad, you're not scoring goals. I mean, you had a great time with us in the National League, League 2, League 1, and then Championship last season you were crap, and then this season you've been even worse. So, I'll be honest, I don't understand what you're so upset about. Let's discuss the issue with him. What's going on, lad? I'm meant to be a star player, but I'm not playing as much as I should be. Well, can we just compromise and say that you should be a squad player from now on? And he agrees. Look, me and Paul Mullen, we go way back. We're best friends. That's how you do business. I actually can't believe he agreed that. I can't believe he agreed that. Bristol City, by the way, you're not going to have an interview with me because I don't want to go to Bristol City, so decline. Also, the draw for the FA Cup third round is here. It's going to be quite a long draw, so I'll just press continue, and we get drawn against Bournemouth. Of course we get drawn against Bournemouth. At home, at least. And we did beat them recently, but, you know, if we're not going to get, like, Man United away, give us, I don't know, Torquay at home. But anyway, next game is coming up against West Brom. How much do we want to rotate? Probably quite a bit because there are some tired faces out there. Oliver Street, on you come. Bryce Hosanna, on you come. Webster and James Jones. We'll bring McGlynn on for James Jones, I think. Escobar needs a rest. Holm needs a rest. I'm afraid they're going to have to stay on the pitch, I think. They're tired, but they're the best we've got. Submit team. Let's go. So, kickoff is upon us here today once again. This time away from home to West Brom, so that's going to be a bit more of a difficult situation. But hopefully, we don't see too many highlights in this game because, according to my camera right there, it's telling me I've only got 7 minutes of footage available left on the SD card. I need to get some stuff off there, basically. But hopefully, this finishes up before that happens because that would be a bit of a nightmare to have to sort of organise right now. Should have done it before the episode, but oh well. You hate to see it. Hopefully then, we're just going to see a really good performance from our team out here today. Get the job done quickly as Escobar. Oh, Escobar. You love... Look, I told you. 8th goal of the season now, it says. It did say 6th in the last game. It's all bugged out, that latest scoring thing, I feel like, or how many goals they've scored. 8 goals for the season now for Escobar. You love to see it. Puts him one behind George Alexander. And considering that I think last season our top scorer had 9 goals, it's very good to see that we're getting 2 strikers scoring better this season. If both of them could get to 15 by the end of the season, I think we're onto a winner there. And potentially we could then start to see bids for like an Escobar, for example. But I don't really want to let him go because he does things like that. I can't believe it. Another superb goal there. Escobar now up to 9 for the season. Could be on for a hat-trick today as well. But he has started magnificently in this game. West Brom clearly not coming out the blocks very quickly here. And Escobar put through. Look at this effort. Curling effort from the edge of the area. That's right up there in one of my favourite goals this season. Puts us temporarily up to 9th as well, which is great. And if that was 3, my mind was going to be blown. But also I am very confused. Because like in between episodes, we weren't good. We dragged out draws and stuff like that. But we weren't very good. And then suddenly today we've turned something on. And maybe it's 2022, I don't know. But suddenly today we're playing brilliantly. There's still a long way for this game to go still. So I'm not going to say anything, too outrageous about results and stuff like that. But for the 120 minutes of football that we've seen so far, we've been brilliant apart from some defensive errors against Portsmouth. But they didn't score goals, did they? So it's fine. We're doing much better defensively today. Oh, we are actually. I thought as soon as I said that, and that pass went through to Pavon, that was going to go in the back of the net. We've been lucky there, I feel, as the ball into the middle is cleared out from the back. Good. Also, 4.5 minutes. This game needs to speed up a little bit. Also, 4.5 minutes left on this camera. This game needs to speed up, otherwise it's going to have to be just an annoying... In fact, I could just finish it without the camera, to be fair, at this stage. But that's very unprofessional, Tom. Let's not try and do that. Let's just try and get this game finished quickly. As Escobar finds the ball to Biro. Biro doesn't really do much with it at all, which is a bit of a shame. As much as I love Biro, he does make mistakes every now and again, and that was maybe one of them. Should have done better in that situation. His decision making maybe not quite up there with other players that potentially could be playing in that position. The highlight is continuing, which is bad for my camera, but good for us because the ball forward is not good. So it might be good for West Brom instead, as they find a ball out wide to Robinson. Robinson can not do much with it, which is absolutely fine. Luckily over the bar. One final chance before half-time, though, as Alexander down to Bryce Hosanna. Bryce Hosanna racing forward down the right-hand side of the pitch into Escobar, who can't win it for his hat-trick. And is there going to be a counter-attack here as Callum Morton can't win the ball? Right, we've got it back. Recycle possession. Biro, can he find a ball through to someone? Please cross it. Again, it's a good goal. I was going to say poor decision-making from Biro, but it's resulted in another goal for us. You love to see it. Okay, 3-0 up at half-time. Surely, this cannot go badly. I think for the rest of the game, I'm just going to put on time waste all the time. Much lower tempo. Good. But I'm only doing that because I think doing that will mean there's going to be no highlights in this game, and then I can get this all done in one take as opposed to having to replace the SD card and stuff like that. But we do have a free kick in a promising position. McGlynn is taking it for us. I imagine we'll cross it. Shoots goes over. Why didn't you cross it? Again, another chance for us. We've seen not a whole lot from West Brom today as that long throw goes terribly. I don't think I've got long throws turned on, but maybe I should double check this because I feel like we do give possession away from throw-ins more than we should do. And if they score a goal from it, that's obviously not ideal. But Paul with a good interception there into Webster, back to McGlynn, forward towards Alexander who can't win it. West Brom get it back in the midfield. Come on, lads. Let's sort this out. Let's get the goal that we need to take it to 4-0. We don't need more goals. I feel like I'm just saying cliches now that I usually come out with and stuff like this. I'd rather not concede, but again, we are 3-1 up, so to stop the clean sheet bonus, that would be quite good. So I'm not too upset with the goal for Mitrovic there. But 25 minutes or so to go in this game. 3-1 up. We're on time wasting. We're holding on to the possession. We've actually had 45% possession, so we're not holding on to possession at all. But we're doing well enough to stop West Brom doing anything with it. Apoholm puts his header over the bar. That's probably the last chance we'll see. Fingers crossed, because I want to get this game done quickly because I've got a minute left on the camera before it all runs out. Come on, finish the game and I can get a nice little outro going quickly, as this is not a quick way to finish the game, everyone. This is not a quick way to finish the game. The camera's going to go off. I know the camera's going to go off and it's not going to be great. But at this stage, I just want to get the episode finished so I can edit it up and stuff. Look, there's a goal for Mitrovic. Right, if I can just skip the replay quickly, very quickly. Next episode, by the way, I'll start it now, shall I? Next episode, we're going to come back in January, early in January, because I want to do some transfer stuff, basically. I think we should be seeing some transfers. As Oliver Street gets a goal there, only his third of the season, but it's 4-2 to us now. I'm not going to have the camera on for the rest of the episode because it's going to die in a second, but we'll be fine with it. Yeah, we'll be fine with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gone. Okay. Well, it's only the end of the episode. You don't need me for the end of the episode. Just need my voice. As we move to the 10th in the table, still 5 points off the playoffs, but to say we're 5 points off the playoffs is absolutely crazy. So coming up then, I think we might join at the end of the transfer window. Watford and Swansea maybe. We've not done those teams, I don't think, on an episode, but I could be wrong. But I think Watford and Swansea will come back for, which would be quite good. Gives them a bit of time to try and make some transfers in the meantime in January too. So whilst you have a quick look at the team stats, thank you very much for watching today's episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Until next time though, have a lovely evening and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.